welcome back to another episode of the fourth old Quick Take. I'm here with my co-host, Nicholas Todd Averly from Unearthing the Supernatural. How's your day going?
Doing great, bro.
Okay, so today's topic comes from a pipeline. The Colonial Pipeline just went under a cyber attack by Russia per Joe Biden today. What are your thoughts about this?
We're screwed. It's crazy that how Russia has been having a lot of cyber attacks on our nation recently, and it was saying that on some news resources that they've identified who the culprits are in this cyber attack. You want to tell them who it is?
Yeah. So the cyber attack group goes by DarkSide, and when they looked into the software that they put onto the pipeline's infrastructure, it was spoken in Russian. So these cyber attacks just show how vulnerable the United States is. Like, a pipeline's pretty crucial to all functions of life. Like, FedEx needs it, Amazon needs it, every business needs some type of energy.
Yeah.
And it just shows how dependent we are on it. And we should really look into solar. Solar has always been the answer. Like, we're Native Americans, so we're never going to be with the pipelines. Like, all that BS they're telling us about DAPL, saying it's safe, there's no leaks. It just shows how vulnerable the pipeline is.
It's like, honestly, you can't, if you have solar or even just energy power like that, you cannot hack every individual person's solar system. You can, but you really can't. If everybody has their own individual solar source, you can just power your cars, power your home and all that, and you can't really shut it off unless you go to every single individual home and kill that switch, man.
So I don't know nothing about hacking, but from what I understand is that a lot of people place a lot of faith in the cloud. Mm-hmm. And the cloud is just a fancy word for someone else's computer, someone else's storage.
Yeah.
So you put all your data in there and someone hacks that person's computer, all of the business's information's in there.
Yeah. And
it's a really difficult thing because, the internet, I know a lot of people who experience those credit card frauds.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who dealt with that, mm-hmm. and it could really mess you up if you're not on top of your finances and check your bank account on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So these hackers got paid $5 million from the pipeline for them to undo the hack or whatever.
Yeah. So pretty much what they did is they went into the system and either stole information or just completely shut it off. And they reached out to the oil company and pretty much said, we'll turn it back on if you give us an X certain amount of money. Yeah. And I guess that amount was $5 million. And when you think about it, man, $5 million is kind of chunk change to these oil companies, man.
Yeah. So these oil companies, most of them are private, and from what I've been reading, there are probably some trillionaires like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. They're all billionaires, but these oil companies, they're trillionaires.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And you don't hear about those people, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are rich beyond our wildest dreams, but they're not famous, and I think they choose to be that way.
That's why the companies are private. So just from what I've been learning about business, there's private companies and then there's public companies.
Yeah.
And Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, they're all public. Yeah. So you can own a share of them. But these private companies are so big and so powerful, they don't need any help. So they stay private and they just keep racking in all the money. And if you think about it, every business needs gas. Everybody who has a car outside of Tesla needs gas.
And not even just with vehicles, man, to heat a house, to turn on a stove. And it just sucks that gas and fossil fuels, even though we don't like it, they are a part of our lives to where they have to be there, and just transitioning to electricity is kind of what we really need to do. And kind of going back on what you said about them being a private company, is they have their own, I guess, cybersecurity when it comes to it. The government is not involved in any of that stuff when it comes to their cybersecurity. Now, because of that, it makes them more susceptible, and they don't have as much protection as if they were a government funded, company. Yeah. So now I can kind of see why they don't want to be affiliated or even work with the government, because then the government's going to put sanctions on them. It's going to put liability on them. And I'm pretty sure the oil companies do a lot of the underneath table type of shit, man.
Russia's just so far ahead, and our cybersecurity is not up to par.
Yeah.
First was the elections, and then It was I think SolarWinds got hacked like a year ago, which is like a government. It was like the cloud for the government. It was
Yeah.
like the storage, memory storage for the government,
Mhm.
and they got hacked, and they don't know what information that happened.
Yeah.
And then we hear about Facebook. Facebook got hacked, and it wasn't even big news. It's just like everybody goes along. It just goes with the days.
And that's just the thing that, like, with the United States, we have a big, strong arm physically.
Yeah.
But cybersecurity, we're very lacking, really bad compared to, like, I guess you could say, like, Russia, India, China, and those are like the three main powerhouses when it comes to like cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And it's just pretty crazy that it happens on the daily, because I read a report where it was saying just in the past year alone, cyber attacks and hacks like that have gone up like 300%. That's a lot of hacks, man. When it comes to like infrastructure, I think it was healthcare, infrastructure, and insurance were the things that were hit big. And just imagine if like your insurance was taking a hit, man.
Geico.
That
lizard better be protected. I'm just kidding.
He's all CGI.
He better be ready for war. He better be fighting some Russians.
It's all, I pay for insurance for a reason.
But yeah, so this is like falls into the line that's like, would you risk all your information being watched? Like, Edward Snowden came out like 10 years ago and said the government's spying all of us, where they're able to like look into what we're doing on the computers.
Yeah.
Would you give up that for being protected from cyber attacks? Would you give up all of your privacy, what you do on computers and your phones, to be secured from the cyber attacks in the government's eyes?
Yeah. Like, I don't like being looked at, man.
Yeah.
And I know, like, ever since the beginning, man, I knew once phones came out and everything like that, everything I do or say can be hacked in or looked into from the federal government in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. No matter what I say or do, it goes back to like all the conspiracy theories and doomsday preppers and all that. I say the government goes bad on us. You'd have to like throw away your phone and all that other stuff if you really want to go off grid. So I think natives are pretty good at that, man.
The government's so powerful. Like Warren Buffett just had like his annual shares meeting, and he was like, just think about it. Like Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, the government takes a cut out of all of them. Like 40, 60, 50%, whatever, like, because they make so much money.
Yeah.
They take a cut out of all the big businesses. So they don't even produce anything. They don't work for it. They just take a cut. If you're making money, like, just think about us. Like, we work all these hours, so the government takes a cut. It's so weird. It's so weird to think about.
I think that's why like a lot of people go overseas to be able to make their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of stuff is made in China just because they don't have to go through the sanctions of the U.S. government and pay those extra taxes, because they're using facilities, buildings, labor laws, and all that stuff inside of the United States. That's why you go overseas to where you can pay them a quarter of the price and not have to worry about work labor laws.
Yeah, because we order like tobacco from Peru, and we always joke about the little kids picking our tobacco, rolling our little cigars.
Hey, that's different, man, because I'm actually helping a small business. We're helping a small business. We're helping feeding those families down there, man.
Those little kids got families to feed.
Those little kids, they got families to feed. They got llamas to feed, bro.
But yeah, with everything being online, it really should be a priority to protect our information. And we talk about it where we will always receive all these like warranty calls, these insurance calls, like all these random phone numbers keep calling. And it's like, I don't know where they get my number from.
Yeah, it's just like I get random calls and texts, and it's always, we're here to call you about your car's extended warranty, or we're here to talk to you about your student loans. Like, I never went to college.
I'm honestly scared because I have an Amazon account, and so sometimes like they'll send me emails like, "Hey, you get 1 free month of Amazon Prime." I'm like, "Is this really Amazon?" And I was like, they sent me an email, so I try to go in the app and like log into my Amazon account, and then I try to look for it. And sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I'm like, oh, but I can't tell the fakes from the real, to be honest. And we're young.
You remember that day, like when we got an email from Amazon saying like you want a free MacBook or you want a free something? It was like a couple of weeks ago that happened.
Yeah, and you honestly can't tell the difference now. You honestly can't.
That's what really sucks, man. It's just like there's a war physically, and then there's a war in cybersecurity, and it's just that's why I never put anything really personal out in my personal. But even then, like they can
Everything's there.
even
Everything,
just
yeah.
like just talking, like say like I want to talk about pizza, or I want to talk about like wedding rings or all that stuff. Not even, or even just having my phone around. Facebook is listening. All these other things are
All those
listening.
ads, people talk about how they talk about something. They talk about MacBooks, and then when they get ads for MacBooks, like that's crazy.
That, like your phone's not even on. You don't search it or anything. Just because you talk about it, it shows up, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" That's how crazy all that is, man. It's scary. It's scary, to be honest, man.
We live in weird times right now. Like the government could be watching us right now do this podcast. They take a cut of your money. Like I don't know. It's just
You remember that conspiracy theory when people are always like, there's microchips in the vaccine, they're gonna track you. Like, bro, everything the government needs to track you is on your phone. They got a camera, they got a mic, they got all your search history, pictures, everything on this. They know your location, all that. They don't need no microchip inside of you. Come on now.
All your credit info, they know what you bought. They know what site you go to.
Everything, man. They want to know you. They just check your phone out, man. So
Bill Gates ain't like trying to put in our blood. It's already right here. We're already a part of it.
It's free of charge, and we actually paid for it. We paid to be tracked, man.
Yeah. So it's just weird times. I wish I knew how to hack and get $5 million from gas. From an oil pipeline company.
Oh, 5 million, huh? That's crazy, man. Like I try not to like go into topics of like dark web or any shit like that, because it's scary, man. How strong and powerful hackers are. Just look at COD.
They don't know how to fix it. They just let it happen.
Because
they just give up. They're just giving up at this point.
Exactly, isn't it? Because you can't do anything about it. That's what sucks.
And then with the cryptocurrency and all that.
Yeah.
But like I do like they're going after like oil companies, and because I hate when the oil companies lie to us. They say it's safe, there's no oil spills, nothing will go wrong, it's gonna be fine, and it's like you guys are vulnerable too.
It's crazy.
Like they tell us the pipelines don't leak, and then they leak. They can't get hacked. They get hacked.
And now the East Coast is struggling to get gas, bro. Gas prices.
Buy your gas now. I heard a lot of people are putting it in the bags. And I heard you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. It's just a big mess, man. It just goes to show that, be protected, cyberly protected, or whatever.
Yeah, just be careful, whatever you put online.
Yeah.
But like you can't help it at this point. Like social media's here, Amazon's here, Apple's here, Microsoft's here. Like everything we do is technology. Like we have microphones, we have a computer, we have a microphone, we have a camera, our TVs, our PCs. Like everything's online now. We just have to adapt and have better security.
So everyone out there, know you want to get a job, go into IT. That's going to be
computer science.
Yeah, that's going to be a great career. So yeah.
So we'll end it right there. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe.